I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to.
Hello, hello, hello. This is Shirley Crawford coming to you with another episode of WorkHardAholics. I am the owner of Second Chance Consulting and the executive director of the Women's Business Center, RBA, located here at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn, here in Richmond, Virginia. And why am I here? Because for those who don't know what a workaholic is, a workaholic is someone who is always doing something. We don't rest on our laurels. We don't sit around and wait for the world to happen. We make things happen. That's who we are. And we're done apologizing for it. So if that's you, welcome home. Welcome back. Bienvenido. You found your tribe. You're welcome here. And if you're a voyeur and you're just dropping by like, I don't know what that is, well, now you know. You're welcome to, because there's got to be something that you can learn, that you can participate in, engage in, and move from there. As a workaholic, we get a lot of stuff done. But here's the thing. I want to make sure that we all stay in balance. Okay? And so that kind of leads me to our word for the week. And that word is dis-ease. Sounds like disease, looks like disease, but it's separated. Dis-ease. Sometimes there's a hyphen in between. And it's a pseudo word, I would say. I'd call it a pseudo word. Because disease, you know. Disease is when everything within your body, your system is not in alignment. There's something attacking your white blood cells. There's a virus. There's something going on internally, physically, that is not the way that your body was supposed to be. And so it causes, physical ailments, physical symptoms, physical problems. It's the same concept, but it's about your wellness. You can have spiritual dis-ease, mental dis-ease. I call it an internal disquiet. Like something just isn't quite right. And so there are whole communities that are dedicated to helping you settle that. I'm just utilizing the word for today. Dis-ease. And here's the thing. Especially as an entrepreneur, part of the reason why I'm going to share this book with you, I put it way too far away from me, is because one of the biggest areas of dis-ease for an entrepreneur, actually for most people, is finances. I don't think that's any rocket science. It's the thing that everyone always says, if I only had more money, if. Most of the time, people are talking about money and finances. And so here's the thing. Finances are the number one cause of divorce. Number one. They're the number one cause of businesses failing. In particular, for a lack of cash flow. Because here's what happens. You're so excited about your small business. You get a contract with the Fortune 500. You get a contract with the state government. You get a contract with the federal government. And you haven't really bothered to take note of, when's the note payable? When will they pay my invoice? Now, sometimes it doesn't matter if you say net 10, net 30, net immediately. They don't have to care, because if you work for, which I have worked for, a very large corporation, they make more money on their current investment strategy. So they have CDs and other things that they're utilizing, investment tools, I should say. Even just in the bank, they have enough money that the amount of interest that they're getting is far beyond that 3% penalty you're charging them on your $2,000 or $5,000 bill. And so it's of no concern to them that you don't have the cash. They're going to pay you. Be happy you have the contract. That's what they're going to tell you. And we're going to pay you. But in the meantime, the lights have to stay on. You still have to have internet. You have to pay people. So you still have bills and you still have things going on, but you are cash poor, paper rich. And so for those of you who are really in that situation, yes, I always advise you to get a line of credit when you open a business, get money when you don't need money. In addition to that, you can do a short term with credit cards, not the number one alternative. you can see if there's someone who will do invoice loans for you. So it's based off of the invoicing, what you have out there. There are options. But the point is, money is a big deal for most people. And so with that in mind, I share with you for our Bukit Moment, Put Your Money to Work. And so it's a book by Barbara Luce. It could be Lou. It's Loos. And Barbara Wagner. And so it's kind of like a money book for dummies. But it's a really great introduction to like various money tools. They talk about how you can do an audit for your business, which every business should be doing, even if you're not a nonprofit. You can do a self-audit. You can have your CPA do it. You can have an auditing firm do it. And I admit it costs a couple $1,000s to get it done if you have a firm do it. But it helps your investors to feel better. It helps you to feel better. It helps you know exactly what your protocols and processes are and to make sure you're doing a good job of them. But anyway, fabulous book, whether you're a business owner or it's for you individually. Talks about insurance, and I mentioned the audits and different investment tools and strategies and cutting your phone bill and paying for college. And I mean, just like a whole worksheet on resolving debt and credit card usage. It's a really, 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 really good book. And admittedly, the one that I have is from 2006, but I've had it a while in my library. So you can look to see if there's an updated version, or you can dig around and see if you can find this one, because I promise you the information was still quite valid here in what's currently 2019, about to be 2020. So I highly recommend adding that to your library. Okay, so that's our Bukit Moment. And on that note, it actually transitions me into our Work Hard, Play Harder. I don't know why I did back into that. Play Harder moment. So I have been running around like a bit of a wild child recently. So the center is doing very well. Lots of things happening here. Still have clients. So as a WorkHardAholic, we talk about balance and work hard, play harder. You have to be really aware of your body and what's going on with you, mentally, spiritually, physically, the whole nine. You have to know, because you don't operate the way that other people operate. So where other people see you as being stressed, for you, that could just be the normal motivator to get you to the next thing. You could be having heart palpitations and it's excitement. Or you could be in the midst of like massive mental anguish and have no external reaction. You have to know you. So for me, I know, unfortunately, I know that when I am stressed beyond what my body can take, it doesn't show up in my heart. It doesn't show up in some other places. It shows up with my hair. Like, I actually will start balding. Yeah. And the rest of the world doesn't see it because, you know, I got some hair on here. But I found out eons ago. It hasn't happened recently. It hasn't happened in a long time because I monitor me now. But yeah, literally, like, hair would fall out. Like right back here in the back. And if I wasn't paying attention, I almost wouldn't notice, because, you know, you comb, you brush, hair comes out. Hair is dead to begin with. And so every day when you comb or brush, it comes out. So you don't really pay, if you're not paying attention, you wouldn't notice. But I try to be very aware of what's happening with me, because I recognize that I'm WorkHardAholic and I can't overdo it. So I have to be aware. And even if you're not a WorkHardAholic, you should still be aware that there are stress and pressures and things that are happening with your body. And nothing happens unexpectedly. Your relationships don't break up overnight. There were signs and symbols that you all were losing communication or weren't interested in each other anymore. Eyes kept wandering. There were signals. You just have to pay attention to those signals and to those signs. There was a sign that you were about to be fired. Let's get real. There were lots of signs. You just were like, yeah, whatever. Well, let me just ride this one out. Physically, there are signs as well. So like I said, for me, I know the hair thing. Skin, if it feels rough, you need water. Real simple. Something simple, and I don't want to gross you out, but it's really natural and you should know it. If your urine is extra yellow, or if it smells, that generally means that you need more water, one, but it could also mean that there's some other things happening with you internally. Start with the water, hydrate, and then if it hasn't cleared up, go see your doctor. Guys in particular, you don't like to go to the doctor. Don't know why. Not asking. I'm just saying, if you want to be around long enough to enjoy all those monies and funds that you're creating, then you might want to take care of a few basic things. Okay, so when we're talking about the work hard, play harder, we're still sticking with the fact that disease actually can cause disease. So check your mentality. Once again, I am perfectly aware. One of the things that happens physically for most people, it starts with something small, right? A rash on your skin. A lot of times a cough. And so we say, oh, it's allergies. Do you have allergies? Did you take allergy medication? Are you still having problems? So be aware of you, your body, and what's going on there. I think I've mentioned before, I know like right now, I need a vacation. I need a vacation because I'm feeling intolerant. I'm tired. But my schedule isn't lessening, so I can't afford to just back off that way. I'm going to need a vacation. Yeah, I'm going to need a vacation. And I'm going to take it. And so for me, even knowing that I've planned it, I'm going to take a cruise in case you're curious. I'm looking into them right now. And so for me, once I've booked it, like not quite the Bukit Moment we had earlier, but once I've planned that, all will be well. I'll feel the balance. I'm like, oh, it's coming, and I'll be on the countdown for it. But I'm aware because I know how I know I'm going to respond to people. I know mentally how I normally feel. But right now, the thing that triggered me into the whole piece was, look what I found on my eye earlier today. Wasn't there yesterday. It wasn't when I woke up. I had a wonderful night's sleep. My eyes don't hurt at all. But as my sister pointed out to me, I asked my mother first because I'm grateful to still have her. And she was just like, oh, it's fine. Thanks, Mom. So I went to my sister, who I often call Doc. She works for a pharmaceutical company. And she was like, it's normal. It's very natural. It happens with eye strain. Like if you've been looking at your computer for too long. I felt like she was cursing me out when she said that. It's like telling me that I'm allergic to my best friend when she says that it could be from looking at my computer. Do you know how much I look at my computer? I woke up and my computer screen was open. Although last night I fell asleep reading a book, so could have been that. Don't know. But yeah, be aware of what's happening internally so that you can be better prepared to deal with things externally. So on that note, I hope that you have no disease and of course no disease. And so as we always close and say, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Until the next time, ta-ta! Oh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Alrighty then. Bye-bye.
Because I really don't know what I would do if I didn't have some work that I had to get to. Da-da-da-da-da-da.